Hello and welcome to Spiritual Success Sunday. I am Rachel Reva. If you are new here, I'm Rachel Reva. I'm founder of Life on Her Terms, and as well as helping incredible women master their message and get visible in the media in front of clients, I am a faith girl. And so every now and then I jump on here with my Spiritual Success Sunday segments, and I hope I bring some practicality to the faith walk and to your success journey. So look, I'm going to be really as quick as I possibly can. I always say I'm going to be quick, then I go into about 20 tangents, but I have one message for you today, and I really think this is going to encourage someone today. And the message is this, is 3 words: follow your peace. Now, when I was growing up, whenever I had a conundrum, like from being in middle school to college to choosing a career and jobs and stresses and moving overseas and all these things, and I'd take them to my mother, and her advice was 2 things. One was, have you prayed about it? Most of the time I had not before I'd spoken to her. And the other thing was, follow your peace. No matter what the situation was, no matter how practical the issue or dilemma was, that was the piece of advice. And I have to tell you, throughout the years, throughout my own experience, no matter what I've been facing in life, that piece of advice has always worked. And I can also say, and I'm sure you can relate to this, that there have been times when I haven't followed my peace and I followed my head, and the outcome hasn't exactly been desirable. So I'm going to just share quickly with you. First, I will share a scripture, and then I'll get on to just a little bit of a story that hopefully will illustrate this for you. In John 14:27, it says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives." And that's not even, do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. So look, peace is something, I think people confuse it sometimes with a feeling. And as women, we have such strong intuitions, and that's something that I'm really passionate about sharing with my clients. It's not just about, here's your 6 steps to success. It's about, what is your intuition telling you? Where is your peace at? Where is it that you need to be in this moment? And I think as women, we are not dialed into that. We make mistakes. Maybe our head thinks it's okay, or maybe we're distracted, maybe we're tired, maybe we're listening to everybody else, maybe we're comparing ourselves. But when you're not dialed into God's peace, because that's what it is, you're going to make some mistakes, and some things are going to be a lot harder that were not meant to be. So I have a little quick story I want to illustrate this with you, and it's going to give you a bit of an insight into me and my family, I think. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, but look, what I want to say is this. A few years ago, this was when I was living in Sydney. I was working in television, and I used to move around a lot. Like every year, I was a bit of a gypsy. I moved all around the city. I would just pick up and move, and so I was a bit of a minimalist. But this one particular time, I wanted to live in a very specific place. And I wanted it to be this close to work. I even knew the street I wanted to live on. And that was just because of where I was at in life at that time. Well, this apartment came up in the exact building that I wanted to live in. And I was so excited because I'd been rooming with people and I was so over it. And it was just a studio that I could live by myself. And I remember going to this apartment. I had a checklist of, I need an apartment that has these things. And I went to the apartment and it had everything that I needed in it. But when I was standing there and just something felt off. I didn't know what it was. It all looked good. And I was like, gosh, Rachel, this is everything you said you wanted, but something just didn't feel right. And normally I'm a pretty decisive person on most things, but for some reason I just couldn't. I took an application form, but I just couldn't bring myself to fill it out. I must have filled it out. Anyway, here's what happened. I'd spoken to my mom. We prayed before. Mom, this is the apartment I needed. This is before I even went to see it. I was that convinced it was for me. But when I got there, I wasn't so excited anymore, and I couldn't put my finger on it because it actually looked great. Everything was fine. Everything was exactly how it needed to be, but something in me just held me back. Can anyone relate to this moment? And my boyfriend at the time was like, what's the problem? I'm like, I don't know. I said, I don't know, but something's not right. Now, this is the funny part, okay? This is the funny part. I get a call from the real estate agent. I don't even think I'd applied for this apartment at this stage. And I get messages going, we're offering you the apartment. Do you want it? And I was like, this is the quickest I've ever been offered a place. Are you kidding me? I got calls and emails and voicemails saying the apartment is yours. And I was like, what is going on here? I call my mother, who apparently had emailed the real estate agent on my behalf saying, you have to give it to my daughter. She needs it. She walks home at night. I was like 27, guys. Okay, this was so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed. I couldn't believe she did this. So this guy probably felt forced, like, oh, Rachel, maybe she has some unique special needs in life and really needs this apartment. And so they were like bending over backwards to give it to me. And here I am going, I'm not sure if I want it. When Mom told me what she did, I was like, Mom, I'm a grown woman, apparently, according to society. You can't do this. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, and this is just my family sometimes, and I'm very grateful to have people who love me and care for me, but I was like, I'm a grown woman. I can't believe you did this. And my colleagues at work were like, your mother did what? And I was like, oh my gosh, I am beyond embarrassed. I am so annoyed. Anyway, that's the funny side part. But here's what happened. I called my mom. She was like, what's the problem? I said, I don't know what it is, but I don't feel good about it. What do you mean I don't feel good about it? I don't know why, but something doesn't feel right to me. So we prayed about it together. And at the end of it, she said, I think you're right. I don't think this is what's meant for you. And I said, okay. Had to call back the real estate agent embarrassingly be like, actually, that apartment we begged you for? Don't really need it. Thanks anyway. And I was like, oh my gosh, but I still don't have a place to live. 1 week later, an apartment came up, and it was on the same street. It wasn't in that building, but it was perfect. It was cheaper than what I would have been paying. And it was just, I call it the feeling of Christmas. When I walked in, I knew it was exactly where I was meant to be. And then I also found out 2 weeks after that apartment that I was looking at flooded. You never know, guys. You never know why something isn't meant for you in that moment. But not only did God have something better for me, but he was protecting me from my practical decision. So that is for me, I go back to that story for myself so much, because I had no reason to believe it wasn't the right decision except for the peace inside that was disturbed. Peace is not a feeling. Peace is a sense of knowing. It's an understanding that you have that is really just the Spirit speaking to you. It is God's Spirit saying, this is not what I have for you, or it is what I have for you. Priscilla Shirer talks about it, and it's like a traffic light. When you feel complete peace, you go. When you're not sure, you hesitate. You don't make a decision. When it's I don't feel good, you stop. So that has really helped me, and I just want to encourage anyone right now who has a decision they may need to make, or maybe there's a step you need to take, and it's scary, but you feel at peace about it. Well, don't question it if the peace is there. God doesn't give you the entire roadmap, but he does give you his peace, and it says it in the Bible. It says it in the scriptures. I leave you peace. I have left this with you. So if you're not feeling it, it is not of me. It's really that simple. And I say it's that simple, but I get distracted. And the other thing I'll say is, if we are so distracted, you will not be able to dial in to what is peaceful. You will not be able to hear it. You will not be able to sense it. And something happened to me yesterday that really threw me for a few hours. I received some news that, frankly, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, every human part of me was so annoyed and frustrated and just very human on this particular news. And it's just a life admin issue, really, that we're going to have to deal with. But it's someone not doing something very nice. And I could go into this, but I'm not going to. But the point is, it took me out of the game for about 3 hours when I actually had other things I wanted to do in my business. And I sat there and I thought, Rachel, what does this matter? What is this really about? It was disturbing my peace. It was just disturbing my peace. It was distracting me from the thing I was meant to do. Because in the end, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. You can say, is this going to matter a year from now? Some things do. So obviously, you take the time that you need and you process and you pray. But if it's just life distracting you, if it's disturbing your peace, you don't give it energy. You don't give it feedback. You don't give it time. Because God's got your back. So in John 14:27, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives. And the reason I think that is really important is because most people would respond to other news in such a way. Oh my God, this could happen. Or, oh my God, I'm going to go into overwhelm. Well, God's people, he has given you peace. He's not just said, pray and I'll give it to you. He has given it to you. My peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. So if there is something disturbing it, it is not of him. So that's my message to you today. Follow your peace. Life is too short. You are too awesome. God has too many amazing things available for you. So, lady, today, hustle. but follow your peace, because that is where God is for you. That's it for me. Please post any comments you have below. If you are new to this era, on Sundays, I try and share something faith-based around success and life and everything. But other times, I'm sharing business strategies, messaging, marketing, PR. And if you have any business besties who you think would enjoy this type of content, please add them to the group. Please add them to the group. We would love to have them. So that's it from me. Please post any takeaways that you have below, or any questions that you have below around how faith can work for you in your journey, particularly, success or business or anything else that you're at. I'm here to serve, and I will help in whatever way I can. All right, much love. Have a fabulous Sunday.